Happening, everybody? This is Let's Be Real Brad, and before I start this video, please like the video, please subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me. You guys are liking my videos, subscribe to my channel, you guys are the best. So getting that out of the way, we're going to be talking about all the movies that I picked up during the month of October. I like to do this every month, and I realized that I am just a massive movie collecting buff that just needs to buy all these movies, and that is not a good thing, so let's get to it. First up on this list is Citizen Kane. Now, my girlfriend Maddie actually surprised me by getting this awesome classic and one of the best, like top 10 best movies of all time. The new movie Mank, the new David Fincher film, is actually coming out December 4th on Netflix, so I really wanted to get this and just watch the special features and learn so much about this fantastic movie because the new film Mank is actually based on this film, so gotta check this one out and rewatch it. On the list is the 4K Ghostbusters. Now, I had the mastered in 4K Ghostbusters Blu-ray, but I figured I'd get a little bit of an upgrade. I only paid about $10 for this, so that's an absolutely perfect steal. I sold the other Blu-ray, got money for it, so having a little bit of a small upgrade is totally worth it. It's so great to see one of my really all-time favorites on 4K, and it was a joy to watch. Next on this list is Hereditary. This movie is absolutely fantastic. If you have not seen it, definitely probably one of the best horror films of the past decade. I got this on Prime Day, so had amazing deals during Amazon Prime Day, and this is one I had to get on 4K. Another one up on Amazon Prime Day is Star Wars The Force Awakens on 4K. Now, I do have Disney Plus, but Disney Plus's stream is not going to be as good because the image is compressed. It's not going to feel all that amazing, and now you finally got the true 4K version with a bunch of special features. This is definitely a film you have to get on 4K. I had the Blu-ray, but this is one that I know and I've heard is one of the best looking Star Wars films on 4K, and so I had to get it for that reason. It's on this list from Amazon Prime Day. It's a Wonderful Life. Now, one of my buddies, Devin, told me to get this 4K last year, and I had the Blu-ray. So this year I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the 4K, see what this is all about, and I can't wait to watch this during the December Christmas season because I heard it's one of the best looking black and white 4Ks, and I'm so excited to have it. This is an all-time great classic film that you guys got to check out. The film I got on Amazon Prime Day is Scarface. This is a classic Brian De Palma film that everyone needs to at least check out in their lifetime. It really did bring Al Pacino on the map, as he already was huge from the Godfather films, but this really made this movie go extreme and beyond, and this was a technical remake from an earlier 1920s film, 1930s film, so this was properly done so well. Next on this list is Logan on 4K. I already had the Blu-ray to this, so this is basically an upgrade that I got for about $12, so that was the perfect price point. I really do love this film. This is a movie that had to get on 4K. It just looks extremely amazing. James Mangold is fantastic directing this film, and this is definitely my favorite X-Men movie, so you guys gotta check out Logan if you haven't. Next up is The Road Warrior. I got this for about $4.99 from Best Buy. This is Mad Max 2, and this is a movie that I seriously enjoy so much. I actually have the first Mad Max film and Mad Max Fury Road, so I do gotta try to get Beyond the Thunderdome. But this movie really put on the Mad Max franchise because these Australian films weren't really huge in the USA, but The Road Warrior definitely was made for more of the American audience, and it definitely showed in this movie better action, better thrills, and just really expanded on the world that they built in the first film, and this is an awesome action film that you guys gotta check out. Next up I got is Widows. This is a fantastic movie from 2018 that I think is really highly underrated by just people in general. The critics loved it, but I think this is a movie that I wish more people went to go check out. Steve McQueen with this really awesome ensemble cast that I got for $12. Massive steal for this movie. This is a movie I do want to check out in a couple years because I think this really is such a well done movie you guys got to check out. The film I got this year was Beetlejuice on 4K. Now, I did pay full price for this because I heard that this movie was excellent on 4K, and rightfully so. Doing this for my Beetlejuice movie review was totally worth it. I think the colors, the resolution, everything about it was so awesome. The lack of special features definitely is a massive bummer, but I will say this movie was so enjoyable to watch with the 4K resolution, and it made the whole experience 100 times better. On this list is When Harry Met Sally, but this is the Shout Factory version, which has a brand new 4K scan that actually had a deal for about $13, and normally Shout Factory does a fantastic job with their Blu-rays, and I have plenty of them in my collection, but I only like to get them on deals because they are very expensive, and rightfully so. They are worth it for what they have. But I got this for $13. I found a deal for it on Amazon. It is such a fantastic romantic drama film that I had the original Blu-ray for, but that one is just completely outdated in its transfer, and this is a movie that I would love to watch the special features for, so this was such a great pickup. I don't know if it's $13 now, but you gotta get your hands on it because I might review it in February. Next on this list is Gremlins on 4K. I got the nice steelbook that was around $12, and they had a massive deal for it, so I had to get it. I had the original Blu-ray. It's a little outdated. I've heard this 4K transfer is better. It's definitely the best version of the film, and I'm a big Gremlins fan, but not a showcase of the 4K mastery, so, you know, that kind of is a bummer, but this is pretty much a Black Friday deal, and it has a really nice steelbook, so this was definitely a big win situation for me, and I can't wait to watch this during December. Next up on the list is the Scream 3 movie collection with 2 full-length documentaries. Now, this is a reissue of a 3 movie collection they did probably about a few years ago, but since Paramount finally got the rights to pre-2005 Miramax films, they basically took all their films and repackaged them and sent them out, and they have some really good deals on these movies, like the Kill Bill movies, every Tarantino movie that is under Miramax, and a bunch of other great films. And so they repackaged this, and they actually added a digital copy. That's Paramount's little logo. If you see that, what it looks like, that's definitely from Paramount. And I had to get this $14.99 for a franchise I love so much. I mean, granted, it doesn't have the 4th Scream, and it's not in 4K, but it has 2 full-length documentaries, tons of special features. I am a massive Scream fan, so this was something that was a automatic pickup that did take a little bit to get, but I'm so excited I finally got this. Next on this list is The Invisible Man on 4K. This was one of my favorites of the year so far. It's currently sitting right around the 9 or 10 spot. It probably will be moved out, but this was such a fun remake horror film that I really enjoyed the original 1933 version, but this new remake takes the whole concept, does its own thing with it. Elizabeth Moss is absolutely fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this movie. Leigh Whannell is definitely one of my favorite horror minds that are in the genre right now, and this is definitely one I got around $12. Perfect price point. I had to get it. Next on this list is A Beautiful Mind. This movie is about $4.99. I had to get it because it did win Best Picture, and I like the cast in this movie. I have never seen it. I don't know anything about it. I've heard it's a pretty good movie. I don't know the extent of how great this movie is, but a Best Picture winner for $4.99, even if it's kind of not that great, it has to be somewhat decent, I would think. And so it was a good steal for me. On this list is Trick or Treat. Now, this film is interesting because I was actually looking to buy this film on Blu-ray, but it was just so expensive to get. And Scream Factory did have a version of this that I really wanted to pick up. I didn't end up getting it, but they actually dropped a deal for $8.99 for this, and I picked it up, hadn't seen it. It was totally worth it. Definitely one of my favorite movies to watch during the Halloween season. It is such a classic, and I hope more people continue to look and seek out this awesome, great horror film, and so this was a massive steal, and I had to get it. Next up is another film I got on Amazon Prime Day. It's On the River Kwai. Now, I've heard this is a fantastic film. This is a Sony 4K transfer, and they do an amazing job on their 4Ks, and it is an older film, so that is absolutely something that I am more looking forward to, the old 4K catalog films. I've heard this movie is a masterpiece. I had to get it. It was a very expensive 4K, but they had a nice little deal on there on Amazon Prime Day, so I had to get this one. So hopefully it's a really good movie. Next up that everyone loves, like on Amazon Prime Day, is Braveheart. Everyone seems to love this movie. I've heard this 4K transfer is fantastic. Won Best Picture. Mel Gibson was good when he was good. And so this is a movie that I definitely had to get on 4K and watch on my TV. I'd love to see this movie in the theater. It probably has a ton of special features. So definitely a really great pickup because this movie is a little pricey, but I don't know anything about it, so that's why I got at a good price. Next up is the highly anticipated Back to the Future 4K. I've been waiting for this one. I sold my Blu-ray earlier this year to get more money for it because the 4K was coming out. The Blu-ray trilogy was going to go down. This has new Blu-ray transfers also with the film because the old Blu-rays just don't hold up as well. The 4K transfers I've heard are amazing. I have not opened it yet. I probably want to go back and rewatch all these films, do reviews for them, have a bunch of special features on here, and that is super exciting for me. I've been waiting for this one for a long time because Back to the Future is my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Probably like some of you out there because who doesn't love Back to the Future? Okay, so the last one on this list is the Jurassic Park 5-movie collection on 4K. So this is the only way to get all 5 movies on 4K except for Fallen Kingdom because Fallen Kingdom had its own separate 4K release, but you cannot get any of the other films separately on 4K because, to be honest, no one wants Jurassic 3. Jurassic 2 is okay. I love the first one. I wanted to get Jurassic World, the first one, on 4K because I heard that one looked amazing. So this is a really awesome deal. I've been really looking for this one. It was around $35, $39 on Amazon Prime Day. They had a massive deal for it. I could not pass up on it. I sold my other Blu-rays, and they have these individual little discs in here that I thought were so cool. Like the original Jurassic Park has its own little disc. It has a little back to it, and it has the cover on it. I really love that aspect because I hate when it's just the individual discs. This is what it looks like for Jurassic World. It's a little slim, but I really love that it's its own original disc. So you can actually take it with you and be like, okay, I just want to bring Jurassic World and not the whole thing. So really love this set. It has a bunch of special features. I'm a big Jurassic Park fan. I just had to get all the films, so I'm so glad I finally picked this up. Hey guys, so that's it for all my movies that I picked up in the month of October. Which one is your favorite pickup that I got, or what are some of your pickups that you got for the month of October or any of this year? Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.